Alright, so the back is what happens if we don't actually have any C value that's given to us. What if I just want to find the average rate of change? That could happen, period. End of story. So what happens there is we put in another variable. And that variable is just going to represent a number just like x represents a number. So we're going to do f of x plus h. So what does that mean for our function? You see x plus h in parentheses next to that f like this. Not quite. Isn't it that whatever's in those parentheses is what gets plugged in for x?
Yeah.
So that means everywhere I see x, I should plug in x plus h. Okay? Then I should subtract my original f of x and then divide by h. And that gives me the average rate of change if I'm not given a c value to look at. Okay? So this is the very general form. If you're given absolutely no c values, then this is what you're going to work with. So I'm going to start by using this. And again, average rate is equal to f of x plus h minus f of x over h. So x plus h, that means I take this x and replace it with x plus h, right? So 7 times x plus h minus 5. So this is my first, this is f of x plus h minus f of x. That's 7x minus 5. All over h. Now the reason why I'm using the parentheses and the brackets is because you can't just write 7x minus 5 without anything around it over here, because there's a minus in front. You have to distribute that minus to all the pieces. So if I start distributing, what do I end up with on top?
7x.
I have 7x plus 7h minus 5 minus 7x plus 5 all over h. So what cancels? Everything but the 7h. So 7x minus 7x. Negative 5, 5. So I'm left with 7h over h, which is 7. Again, this is a line, right? This is just linear, so the slope of that line is 7. So when you end up with situations where it's a line that I'm asking you to find the average rate of change of, you're always going to end up with just a number, because that's what a line is. The slope is just a number. It's the ones that aren't lines, where you end up with the x's and the h's left behind. Alright, so try the next one. What do you do when you replace the x? You're adding an h to it, which means in this case, what are you going to have to do? Square them, which is in turn FOILing. What do you get when you square x plus h?
X squared.
Alright, so I'm going to have an x squared plus 2xh, hx, whatever, however you want to write that. And then plus h squared. So when I FOIL this out, it's basically first term squared, and then you take the exponent and do 2 times x times h. That gives you the middle term, and then h squared. Or you can FOIL it out normally. It'll still give you the same answer. And then I have a plus 2 on the end, minus x squared minus 2, all over h. So, what cancels? The x squareds cancel, the 2's cancel. I'm left with the terms that have h, correct? So I'm going to write those in terms of the highest exponent. So I'm going to have an h squared plus a 2hx all over h Isn't everything divisible by h? So, and I will tell you, final term is to write anything with an x out front. Because that's the variable we're used to working with. H is just a number that we throw in. So your final term, you got the 2x that got canceled. And then h squared divided by h is h. So your final answer is going to just be 2x plus h. So try to leave the x terms in the front. Yes?
Can you go over the fluid one more time? Because I'm trying to 8 squared.
Yeah, h squared. First times first is x
Oh,
squared.
okay, that's what I was just looking.
Then you have xh. Then you have hx. Then you have h squared. So that gives you 2 hx's.
Okay, I was not looking at the right. I
You're good.
saw the plus 2 and I thought it was with that. Gotcha.
Alright. Try the last one.
I have no idea what's going on. When you add in the extra stuff, I don't know where you're getting it.
It's f of x plus h, so that just means you rewrite this, but everywhere you see x replace it with x plus h. So it's this whole formula gets rewritten. It just all gets into x plus h. So the 2 has to be equal. Yeah. And then minus the Alright, for this one, the x plus h squared part should be kind of easy because we just did that. So you can always refer back to what we've already done for this. So you should end up with an x squared plus a 2hx plus an h squared. That's this part expanded. Minus x minus h minus x squared plus x all over h. So is everyone okay with that expansion? Alright, what starts to cancel? Alright, x squareds are gone, x's are gone. Anything else? No. So what I have left, and I'm not even gonna bother trying to change the order that I have things in right now, I've got 2hx plus h squared minus h all over h. What do you know about every single one of those terms? They are all divisible by h. So 2hx divided by h is 2x. H squared divided by h is plus h, and then negative h divided by h is negative 1. So the only thing I will say is that if you really, really wanted to, you could swap the place of those two, but this is a completely appropriate answer for the average rate of change. And so average rate of change between any 2 points, they would have to give you the 2 points, and you would plug in one of those values for h, one of those values for x. Alright, does that make sense?
Yes.
Questions? Alright, your homework is the half sheet that's in the bin, so please make sure you grab that. And